The reason why GM is the best rank to play in on Rivals is because people just know how to play their role. Right now in this game, right, we have a terrible composition on paper, right? As far as healing, I'm playing Adam, and then we have Rocket. Rocket did get buffs this season where his alt now provides armor, but technically, according to what other people will say, we don't have a defensive alt. um, Adam just has a res, and that is not a good composition to play. But as you can see right here, we get Groot alted, and I soul bonded, and we survive. Right? I'm not hitting any shots on Black Panther, right? Or doing anything amazing, but I'm just playing my role. I'm not doing phenomenally, right? You could say that I got carried by my team. They figured out a way to do it. But this again goes into my point of why I feel like GM is the best. I feel like when I'm playing in diamond games, it's like everybody's trying to be the hero. Everybody's trying to be the top player because they feel like, yo, I need to prove myself. I need to show that I'm number one, and that there's not a lot of trust in your teammates. Versus in GM, it's like everybody just has that expectation that you're here for a reason. So because you're here, you should be able to do your job. You should be able to do that. I had a terrible res right there. I missed the heal on the Emma, but somehow, some way, she come. I think she comes back. We were able to get her back to full health. But in other ranks, it's just like everybody just doesn't. You don't. There's no trust. You don't trust your teammates. You don't trust that they're gonna do the right things. You don't trust that they're gonna make the plays. But in GM, it's kind of like everybody knows how to play their role, so it just becomes easier. You could put pressure on somebody, and someone else knows how to capitalize off of the mistake. Someone knows how to position themselves well. Versus in Plat Diamond, I felt like there were so many times where I'm not blaming my teammates, where it's just like, all right, I might hit three shots on a flyer or something like that. We need one more shot. In GM, that shot is gonna get hit. So it takes the load off of you having to do everything yourself, and really being independent, to where in GM you start to see more codependency in the type of gameplay amongst your teammates, because everybody's just aware of how it works. Like even looking at this sequence, right? It's like, okay, I soul bonded. I missed the soul bond. He dies. We're just playing our positioning well. We're able to withstand multiple ultimates again. The Groot ult again. We're able to pressure them, push them back after they had an advantage on us, because everybody knew where to be at. You see the tank was in front. The healers were in the back. Our DPS were in the middle. Um, of course, it doesn't always play out perfectly, but look at the positioning, and we survived this again, because we just know how to play synergize correctly. We know how to play the team game together, and it just makes the experience so much better when you're in these types of games. I didn't do any, like, my healing was terrible. It was terrible, but we positioned ourselves well and we played our role. I'm Adam. I should be on a off angle more, but there's Groot walls, there's flyers. So where I need to be at is a little bit different than where I would be at on a different healer. So I'm really just, it's just such a shock to me when I think about how I got to GM and it felt like my games just got easier. Like they just got easier. Now, of course, I had GM2. I could obviously fall out of GM. I've fallen out of GM before, but I just got here. I made it to GM2. I'll show you guys where I'm at, just so you have the proof. But look at the positioning. Off angle, I'm letting them take damage. Now we're just here putting pressure on them. It's just a lot different, and to be honest with you, I'm not playing phenomenally. I'm not playing like an amazing Adam player, not at all. Of course, this is what might keep me in GM, right? Because I'm not playing at that phenomenal level that's going to take me to get to Celeste or whatever the case may be. But that's the power of GM, where you're here with teammates that are competent. with teammates that are not just competent teammates that are willing to play the game with each other. Do I have a couple games in GM where people were like being super toxic and we're unable to come together and figure something out? Yes, it happens. Like that's just real. That's what goes on in multiple games, right? It's just going to happen. But here it's like, look at this. We're all repositioning as a group. We're just repositioning as in a group. We have the rocket all up. Now we're just farming damage. I let the cap take some space. And look at this. We set it. She set it up perfectly for the alt. Like the sequence in which people do certain things is just different. Of course, yeah, I get solo alted by the group. Like good job for him. That's amazing, right? Oh wow, solo alted. Whatever the case may be. But I have my stuff up. Now everybody gets to kill. Easy dubs. We just walked this, and I only did like 11,000 heals, but we just played as a team better than the other team, and I feel like if Marvel rivals, if we can figure out how to make this happen in ranks beyond just GM, the game is going to be so much better. Of course, on the other side of this, right, there's a team that to them they might feel like they got walked or they were frustrated because it only went to one point. But this is just an example of a great defensive hold. And then even after the portal, we stopped the portal. This was a good game. Yeah, it was quick, but in my eyes, this was a really good game. It was competitive. It wasn't super easy, but it just shows you like the level at which the game can be played when you're able to come together, when you're able to play this as a team-based game and to remove a lot of the toxicity that we're seeing, and we just work together. My numbers are terrible, honestly. 5k damage, 11k heals, right? The other team, their supports, their Ultron did more damage than me. He did more heals than me, right? Their Loki did way significantly more heals than me, and he damn near did the same amount of damage. Meanwhile, uh, our Rocket did no damage at all. I did some damage, and I barely did any heals, right? Comparatively, but somehow we still were able to win the game. This person didn't really leave. They left at the end of the game after we already won, but it just shows you that it's a team. This is a team game, and when you're able to play as a team, it just changes the entire scope of it. So it's like, am I having the most amazing time on Marvel Rivals? No, because I'm having to sweat. But am I having the most terrible experience? No, I'm enjoying myself. I had GM2, and most of this is just playing like uh filling as either support or a DPS. So really, I'm enjoying GM. I'm enjoying it right now for as long as I'm in here. But if this experience can trickle down into the lower elos, the plats, the gold, right? The diamond, the game becomes so much better because it's about actually working with your teammates and not just arguing with them. So that's all I have to say for the game. As you can see, GM2, just so you guys can see it. I'm not lying. And hopefully we can see this change. Hopefully we can see something different. This is just another think piece of me just going in about how I feel about the game and how I feel about what we're seeing happen to Marvel Rivals as it's slowly dying. But if you make it to GM, it's a totally different game. So if there's other GM players, Celeste players, top 500, all that, one above all, I'm sure they would agree to what I'm saying.